Lake Shit. Wo ist dies denn? Was ist denn? Wo ist der Manager? Wo ist hier Fashion? Wo ist Musik? Wo ist Architektur? Ich sehe so ein paar Prints, ein paar Poster, aber das ist man nicht. Was war das denn?
It's a comfort zone. He's a real cunt. But he's like, he's like,
What's the latest shit?
Where's the latest shit? Where's it? Where's it happening? Where's the merger? Where's the fashion? Where's architecture? I see some prints. I see some posters. But that can't be everything. Bauhaus, they're turning 100 years old. I cannot enjoy this. What the fuck is this? He's like, we're hating on them because they're like preparing the exhibition or something. And he's just like, shit on them. Hey, all of this is such a comfort zone. What are you doing? Like, he's like,
Wo ist Architektur?
I can't wait to see through your eyes.
yes.
Thank you.
Damn.
It smells so good.
Okay, I'll put some in my pockets. Oh wait, listen.
I don't have enough pocket space for all of these.
No, we have to hide them because I don't want nobody else to take. To put them in, I'm gonna stash them somewhere.
Okay, will you tell me a bit, like where you were born, what the vibe was like growing up?
I was born in Heidelberg, like I said. Yeah, I grew up there. I mean, it's a university town. It's super peaceful, and like we had a garden there with the other families around. Everybody had there's like 8 families or something living there. We could leave in the morning at 6 years old. When we were 6 years old, I could leave in the morning and come back at night, pretty much, or like in between come home to eat something. But my parents never had to worry. It was a great spot to grow up as a child, like.
Were you already into music, or what's happening at this time?
I was buying records. I remember when I got into like buying CDs and buying music, it's like, okay, at one point I was like, okay, but I need turntables. Like I love music. I see DJs doing this and that. I need to. So when I was like 14 or something, I bought, or like I got some turntables for my birthday, like terrible ones, cheap ones.
Yeah.
But then I started buying records. And the records that I bought then, I still really love. Like, I bought some Cyan Super Crew, like the French rap, and you never listen to music like when you're a teenager, right? I mean, I feel like you never.
It's a tricky one.
You never touched my music like when you're a teenager, you know?
You didn't feel it the same way that you do now?
Yeah, like some songs always come into your mind again, like from teenage years. But yeah, I bought like the Outkast album, the Love Below and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So since I was 14, 15, it was like rap, hip hop. And then after the US, I got fed up with like all of this. And I had like a phase of reggae and dancehall, because like it's great for dancing and going out too. And just listening to that and buying that a lot. People make music for all types of reasons. Some people make it to sell it, or I mean, if it makes people dance, then I'm not hating. Like
Right.
whatever, this might just not be for me.
Right.
It's like for me, like I said yesterday, like if they're moving bodies, then they're doing something right.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't have to be my body; can be somebody else's.
Yeah, I love that. Do you have an idea for a song before you start putting stuff down? I mean, like, there's.
No, it depends. Sometimes you start with I start with a sample of something else, and then it evolves around that. Sometimes I just start with beats. It really depends on the tune. It's not always the same process for me. The part that I'm working on right now, like that I'm trying to get better at, is having a framework or having like a system to finish songs. This is like the most important thing that I'm working on right now. To have something that you can repeat, because I don't want to leave it up to chance to finish something or not. This is really something I need, is like a system that I can repeat over and over again. I was working on the record for like 1 month, and then I was getting frustrated and everything.
Yeah.
And I knew something was wrong, like in the process was wrong, but You know, sometimes I'm
couldn't
slow
put
like
your
that, and
finger
I was
on
like, okay, but hey, there's so many people struggling with like, I can just watch YouTube tutorials. So I found really good stuff, and it helped a lot.
So at some point you were flowing, right? And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
at
Like
some point it was
when I started making songs, like starting tracks is easy, and like putting down ideas and recording everything that you need. But the finishing and the arrangement is where I struggle, you know. But because I have ideas every day, all the time. And a lot of people struggle with that, you know.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
I imagine. Is it just, what about it? Like, I don't produce music, so what about it? Why is that part hard? Like, what makes it so much less fluid than the rest of it?
Letting go, letting the process go. Like it's not so much about the process. Like it's not fun. It's the making something, putting down the ideas is fun, but then the arrangement it doesn't. That's the real work for me. It's like you know it's like you're raising a baby or you're making a baby,
Yeah.
and then you're raising it, and at one point you gotta let it go.
Yeah.
So that I think is the hard part. Yeah, I think maybe it's like some of being afraid of letting it go. I don't know, man. I don't want to think about it too deeply. I was like,
I know, 'cause you're
I
in
just
the
want to
middle
get
of
it
it
done. I just want to
too.
get it done. The best thing is like you just put out stuff, and if it's bad, nobody notices, and if it's great, it's gonna it's doing something to people. But you shouldn't be. I guess you shouldn't overthink these things and just put out stuff. You know, I should just put out. That's the most important. The most rewarding thing for me DJing is I always get better every gig.
Really?
With the time, I only get better. That's the most amazing thing about DJing, I
That's
think.
incredible.
Yeah.
Well, because you're so brave with it, I think.
I mean, I just learned a lot with the time.
So what's the process? You come in usually in the afternoon.
It
Right.
depends. Like when Courtney's not here, I come 10, 11. Like after the traffic is bad, I come like 11, something like that. Depending on where I'm at, I work on something that's already like an advanced project, or I make something new. But at the moment, it's really, rotating between 3-4 tracks that I want to finish. You know.
I don't, just so you know, I don't know what any of this equipment is, so.
Oh yeah, we can go through it a little bit.
Yeah. What are the conditions for having a good studio session?
Oh, not have any expectations. No. The conditions.
Yeah, that's a good one. What?
The conditions is that you cannot have a full stomach, like you cannot have like a heavy meal before. I mean,
Seriously?
I mean, it can't be heavy. This is something that I really learned this year. Is the physical is so important for everything. Like you said, like you have a migraine, you have a headache. No, it fucks with you with everything. So that's a bad case. But then you eat the wrong thing, like you eat too much, or whatever. Then I mean, it messes your whole energy up.
Yeah. Were you good when you started?
No, I wasn't doing any actually, I didn't mix much with them. I just like learned how it works, and I bought records. They're not direct drive. They're like with belt drive, so you can't really scratch. But you can learn like the how it works, mixing in and out. I only really got into DJing when I was like 20, playing or like 19, 20, playing for uni parties and stuff like that. And
is this still in Germany at this point when you're 20?
yeah. Like first gigs that I did in like small bars and stuff like that was still reggae and dancehall, like the music that I was into at that time. Yeah, but the way I really started listening to house music and enjoying it was like a Larry Heard album. And this was not even a club experience. I was just at home. I don't even know how I got into that, how I found that music, but I was at home listening to them, and it was like Mr. Fingers album. That changed my life, you know, hearing house music in a big festival and at a rave, and yeah, that changed everything. Like it's a different vibe, you know, than going to dancehall parties or something like that, or like hip hop parties and stuff. So.
And then when did you move to Lisbon then?
Oh, Lisbon is just like 2.5 years ago I moved here. And in between I was in Berlin for a long time, like over 10 years. Yeah, I really enjoy the scene here too. Like, I feel comfortable here, like the people who are doing the parties, and there's some good parties around, so yeah. I'm happy here too. Like I had 2-3 friends when I moved here. It was a whole new community or like a whole new circle of friends that I built since then. The hospitality gets different, let's say warmer when you get closer to the equator, I would say.
Yeah, I think so too.
When
I
you
think
go
it's like
south.
weather related.
Yeah.
People who have a good tan are like happier about what they're up to or something.
No,
They're more
for sure.
hospitable. What's something that Lisbon would not be Lisbon without?
Pastel colors.
Yeah. Wait, what
Everything
did you call it the
pastel.
other day?
I call it Pastel Capital.
Yeah, Pastel
Everything
Capital.
is pastel.
Yeah.
Later we'll go outside here, and even the high rises are pastel colored. Like.
Yesterday when I was at your apartment, you had the color labels
Yeah.
for your records. It was yellow, red, and orange, right?
Yep.
Or does the order matter?
No,
It was-
unless you want to be systematic about it, because yellow is the lowest energy level, orange is higher energy, and red is the highest energy. Yeah.
Okay.
So the order, that's the order, and that's how I organize the records that I play in the club.
Dream set. Where are you playing? Is it outside? Is it a specific place inside?
I like to play at night. I like to play dark stuff most of the time. So you have a mix of people of all different corners of society. You know, like you have older people and younger people dancing in the same crowd. Like it makes me so happy when I see like a 70-year-old dancing to my music. You know, there's this one raver in Berlin. He's like, I don't know if he's still dancing, I hope, but he was definitely he was like around 70 or something. And every time I saw him in like Panorama Bar, like once he came to my set when I was playing in the morning at Watergate, like, it makes everybody happy, you know, when you have like somebody older.
Yeah. I want to hear about an I made it moment, like really, like it just feels so good. I feel so aligned.
It's every time when you found your own language. Like it happens and find a new sound that's interesting to you, and then you're able to play that stuff. You actually bring that to the club and it works. Every time that happens, then and like people resonate with it, then that's always a satisfying moment.
We talked about challenges before, like the last 5-10% of the track. Are there other challenges?
I'm really neglecting the digging part in the last couple of months. I'm doing it, but I would like to dig more. Next week or in 2 weeks, I definitely have to go to Algarve, to the guy I talked to you about with the 70,000 records. Now I'm spending the night there. I need to. I'm gonna leave some money there, that's for sure. No, and also like I said, you have to be excited about the records that you play. So that's a big reason why you gotta dig. And also because you want to play stuff that not everybody else has. And I mean, that's the main job of a DJ, you know, find the records.
It's like the most amazing thing about hanging out with you is that you don't take any of the stuff that you do as a chore. Child energy, we were talking about. How would you describe child energy?
I mean, the funny thing is that that already the job is playing. So what do children do all the time? They play. So it's funny that what do you play as a child, and then you play instruments, and then you play records. I guess you gotta have the child energy. You have to be naive, or like you have to be like, I don't know. You can't think too much about judgment or all of that stuff.
So what's something that you wish people asked you about more?
Like the future. What's going on in the world? What kind of future are we going towards? What kind of world are we living in? How can we shape it? Or what is? I don't know.
So what is something?
What about you?
What's something?
What do you think? What you would like
people to ask me about more? I think my dreams. I think I like talking about people's aspirations. I love to hear what people really want to accomplish.
Yeah, and then you can also actually talk about like how to get. You can talk about steps, like how to get there. Like my sister and I, we sometimes have talks about that. Like what is it your goal? But then how do you get there? What is the next step? What do you want to do? What do you need to do to get there? And all that. So if you talk about your dreams with your friends, then you can also actually break it down.
Yeah.
And say, okay, but what do you want to do to get there? And what's the next step and all that? So that's actually that's important to talk about. I agree.